Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I'm David Allen. If you'd like, you can call me Super Dave 817. We are here to discuss number 78, Tripwire, Absara, and Macleod. This is a really cool figure and a really big figure in the line because it shows that they are trying to incorporate multiple iterations of a character from over the years, modern and vintage and so forth, giving them multiple accessory designs and stuff like that. So this is really the first one where they do that, and it is a large figure. There's lots of stuff. Good morning, Michael Gene Fleming. And we are going to also I'm doing this a little bit earlier than my normal time because I want to get everybody off here so they can go and watch the Hasbro panel for Classified, Ghostbusters, and Transformers. So we're going to try and get this over with before 11 p.m. Eastern time, where I'm coming from in Florida. So let's get into Tripwire and his group of stuff that we have here. So first, we're going to go into Dan Klingensmith's series of books, again, creating the history of G.I. Joe by Dan Klingensmith. This is volume number 6. There you are. Tripwire. Look at that big piece of artwork, that production art that they did for Tripwire. Really cool looking. There are tons of different ideations in here for him, different versions of his costume and things they wanted to include in there. Different head sculpts and stuff like that. Let's read some of his bio. Alternate names: N.A., year release 1983 and 1985, designed by Ron Rudat. I think when they're saying 1985, they mean the Listen and Fun Tripwire, which is right there. And I'm hoping we get that Tripwire as a re-release, as a maybe a vintage packaged version of Tripwire at some point. I think that's probably going to be the only way you're going to get another Tripwire, because this particular one that we did get really covers quite a lot of accessories and equipment and stuff. So it could be more of a modern or a vintage. So I don't think we're going to get a Listen and Fun unless they do it as a vintage. So there you go. An important member of the Joe team, Tripwire was given the task of detecting all mines that may have been left by Cobra troops. Similar to other figures who handle explosives, Ron gave Tripwire a lot of padding in case a mine would go off. When deciding on the design of the mine detector, Ron referenced a magazine article showing British soldiers using mine detectors in action. So he's based on a British mine detecting soldier. Now, I don't know if we use that type of technology nowadays. I'm guessing there's better ways to detect mines and not put our soldiers in the field for that stuff, like robots. Maybe that's why Absara and Macleod are included. They have other means to detect mines and don't always need to put a human in that spot or place for their lives to be in jeopardy. So there you go. So that is Dan Klingensmith's series of books. So we're done with that one. So we're going to go into his vintage package, and they showed it a little bit on that thing, but we're going to show a much bigger version of his package there. You can see all that equipment and stuff that he comes with. Looks really cool. He was one of the standouts for that year, I must say. Very unique, very interesting. Tripwire was, and he's another one that was designed by Ron Rudat in his tenure as a Hasbro designer at the time from 82 to 87. He did most of the figures and vehicle drivers designed and created. So then Tripwire gets his first appearance in G.I. Joe Real American Hero, 1980s Marvel series number 16. Tripwires appears in there first. He was also in the Mass Device miniseries by Sunbow. Let's see. Then we have his vintage figure. I do not have his equipment. Sorry to say, but like I said before, sometimes I get these things the best that I can at that moment, and I'll sometimes get the equipment later for some of them. But he's a very solid figure. He's obviously a swivel arm figure, and he's very solid. Looks really good. There's not any paint apps on here. Excuse my phone. There's no paint apps on there. Missing a little bit on that tampo that's there. You can't really see that tampo that well, but there's a little bit of a tampo there that's a little scraped. But other than that, this tripwire is in pretty good shape. So I hope you guys like Tripwire. He looks pretty good. They didn't give him a separate helmet. He just had that main helmet on him, which they did in the O-Ring a lot. They did not give them separate helmets. So there you go. We will put Tripwire over there. Let's see what else. So then let's get into big Tripwire, classified Tripwire. So 78 again. Look at how serious that those eyes are coming through that mask on that piece of art. Isn't that cool? He looks really good there. And then we have the Target artwork with the QR code to nowhere. And then we have that render. Look at all that equipment. God, they loaded him out. He's got a ton of stuff. And then they have those little two call outs to the vintage with his rank insignia and his helmet, which in this version it comes off. So, and then we get the photography artwork by Shooting the Galaxy. And we have the little bit of artwork from the side and the layout of his equipment again. And then on the front here, we get Absara, the rat. And then we have Macleod, the mine detector robot. And let's see if there's anything else in the background there. There's a sort of a scanner up there. I'm guessing that comes with him. But yeah, I don't see anything else. It's in a snow type area. So it's kind of like the Mass Device where they were trying to locate that element and Tripwire was in there trying to scan for that element. So this is played up with the Mass Device animation, stuff like that with Snake Eyes. So that's really cool that they were thinking about the Mass Device way back when, because we ended up getting that Snake Eyes Mass Device, and it comes with a polar bear eventually. So they're still playing up some of these animated movies a little bit as they go through the line. Let's look at his designations. His designations are as follows. Now, I'm not sure if I went through the designations for Big Ben and the Range Viper or not. I can't recall if I did or not. All right, so he's got the big bomb. So the big bomb is ordnance. So that's ordnance. He's got some sort of a like his metal detector thing as a item here, but I don't. Let's see if we see it on here. No, he does not have the mine. Oh, yes, he does. Minesweeper. So there is the Minesweeper there. And then there's another, the explosives. So he's got ordnance, Minesweeper, explosives, and he's got the one with the slash through it, the bomb with the slash through it. He does not have that one on here. So I'm guessing the bomb with the slash is something that like prevents explosive, like mine uh, uh, preventer or something like that. So there's your designations for that one. Hopefully, we're going to get an updated version of these designations at some point. Michael Gene Fleming helped me a while back, and hopefully, maybe he can do it again. So we'll see. So there's your tripwire with this package. We'll put him aside for now, and then we have um, his weapons locker crate. It says Tripwire, Absara, and Macleod mobile armor control lever for explosive ordnance disposal. There you go. An homage to a fellow podcaster, Chris Macleod, the Full Force. Very cool. There you go. Put that over here for now. And then we'll put his package down here. Let's see. So they changed this. They did away with the ropes, and they put these little doodads with plastic. So I'm going to do that. There. So I have to use my knife. Again, we are covering all these figures from 00 on up. We're now up to 78. We've done 8 vintage package figures, and then we've done some odds and ends as well with the 00 Snake Eyes and the Fortnite Snake Eyes and the running variants. So we're up to 78 Tripwire. There you go. And he has the artwork from the side of the package inside. There. Tripwire is a very heavy looking figure. He is very chunky, very bulky. Obviously, he would want to be. Have you ever seen the movie The Hurt? I think it was The Hurt Locker, or whatever. The one with Jeremy Renner. I think it was called The Hurt Locker, and he had that big set of armor and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that's why they gave him this big armor, because it kind of resembles that a little bit to a certain extent. That was a little bit more bulkier than this, but this has a lot more articulation, a lot more deco and stuff like that on it. So this secondary is kind of molded to him, this big secondary. The same with these shoulder pauldrons are molded on there, and the same with these 2 leg armor sheaths that he has. That's all kind of like molded onto the figure and glued on there. So I don't think you can get that stuff off. Obviously, the middle, the crotch part is flexible, so it can be adjusted, so you can move the legs around. Good morning, Lenny Honda. Yeah, I'm on a little bit early because I was trying to get this video out of the way before the Hasbro Pulse panel at 12 o'clock. I figured people would be wanting to pay attention to that. And then the live stream is at 12 o'clock. So I'm trying to get this finished by 11 o'clock so everybody can get out to do those type things. I'm trying to think of the community with this a little bit. So it resembles the Tripwire. We're doing Tripwire 78 today. It's all the same, like gray and green, that khaki green and gray boots and stuff like that. But to really get into a lot of this stuff, there's so much detail, like in the armor there, and on the front, there's all these pouches and armaments and things like that. The same with the legs. There's all kinds of different details in there. It resembles the vintage one. It's just bulkier. And the same thing with the back. It has all this stuff on the back. Cool. Thank you, Lenny Honda. Now we got to see his face, whereas the vintage you didn't get to see his face. So there you go. Kind of get to see his eyes a little bit in there. It's a nice face printing. He kind of looks a little nerdy. He even has detail in the hands. See those hands a little bit, and so there's that tampo, his grade designation there. Um, so he looks like he's got all the same articulation points. He's got the butterflied shoulders. Bless me. He's got the new head rocker. He's got the double pin elbows, double pin knees. He's got the crotch articulation and waist. It's just hard to tell with this armor on him. Oh, the armor does come off. Look at that. The armor kind of snaps off. So I'm going to try to snap that back on. I don't want that to come off. So I'm going to try to leave that on there like that. It does snap on and snap off. So that's good. Because he does have other armor, so I guess it would need to. And then he has the foot rockers. He's got the secondary ankle. Let's see. He does not have the second wrist articulation. He only has the regular wrist articulation, and he probably has the ab crunch underneath all this armor here, from what I could tell. But he's definitely a bulky figure and very thick. So let's get into some of his accessories. And look at this huge weapons crate that he comes with. Lots and lots of stuff. Alrighty, let's see. So we got the G.I. Joe Cobra paper again. That there. Then we got the legal gobbledygook and indicia information. We'll put that back in there. We'll put this back over here. There. Let's get into this. So we have another armor piece, another set of armor, a different kind of armor there, with some deco, some green deco on that, on the harness part, and some little bits on the edge there that are green. So yeah, so this is his armor is removable, so he has a different armor. Or maybe you can give it to somebody else too. He has this head piece that's going to go on him. That's like a protecting his neck so shrapnel and stuff doesn't hit him. And there's a little bit of detail on that as well. Put that over there. And then his really, really cool helmet. Look at this helmet. And it kind of resembles the vintage one with the goggles. If you look at the goggles there, it kind of has that vintage look to it. So they spent a lot of money on this one because there's a lot of stuff in this wall. And there's some other deco on there, a little yellow, black, and gray. So there's a lot of deco hits on that. And then we have his backpack. So this is very similar to the vintage one. I don't have it, but I remember as a child where the mines would go in there. Well, they added a lot of detail. There's like a little computer up there with some deco. There's some green. There's some blue. Some like energy type deco in there. So there's a lot of deco on that backpack. Looks really cool, I must say. That over there. So then we have Absara, the Macleod drone with the mind claw or whatever. And there's a little bit of red deco there on the lights. There's your Macleod. Let's see. I had to step away and playing catch up, but the icons on the documents I gave you are all the ones I have, unfortunately. If anyone's watching, this is at New York Comic Con this weekend, they need to ask Lenny. Cool. Thank you, Michael Gene Fleming. Or Emily to put out an updated list either officially or maybe through Lenny's Instagram. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't think I have Lenny's Instagram. I've reached out and he has not accepted my Instagram invitation. So there you go. All right, so then we have another helmet. This is more of a like pilot's helmet. Again, it has some cool deco and everything. It looks really neat. on there. Looks like a pilot's helmet, like a Air Force pilot or something, for like a helicopter maybe. So then we have a different neck, another neck piece there. And then we have Absara the mouse, or the rat. And he has a little bit of red harness deco on him, a little brown, a little white. He looks really cool for a pet. They made Tripwire into kind of a two for pet companion with a robot and that. So then we have the remote control, similar to Scrap Iron. There. And then let's see, we have a little box that probably has his mine detector. We'll open that in a minute. We have some tubes that'll go to the backpack probably. There. What else? Man, he has so much stuff. All right, I think I got everything out of there finally. There was a lot. So put that over there. We have two mines. This mine has a little bit of silver deco in the middle. It's more like a frisbee looking kind of thing. It looks really good. And there's another mine. So we got two mines. And then we have a revolver. So he has to have a gun because he's a G.I. Joe. So let's see where all this stuff is going to go. I'm going to put those there. We're going to open up this little cardboard thing. See what we have here. All right, we do. We have his mine detector thing, and it's much more advanced and updated. There's some really cool deco on that. Some gray and green and stuff like that. Looks really cool, I must say. I think I like this one better than I like the original. It looks much more unique. So we'll put that over there. All right, so I'm gonna keep the armor that he has on him. I'm not gonna remove this armor. I'm gonna leave this armor on. So I'm just gonna add to it. I'm gonna try to add to this and see what I can do with this. Put this. There. I'm gonna add a lot of his stuff onto his backpack and get it all hooked up together. Let's see. I'm guessing this is a backpack that de-energizes the mines or something like that because it fits like inside there. So it like probably de-energizes it. So then you put this tube on here, and when he hooks everything up, he'll be able to like de-energize the mine or something like that. So let's see. I'm going to put his revolver in his sheath on the side here. So he has that there. So that's in there. I put his helmet and that guard on there. Kind of looks like he's an alien or somebody from Masters of the Universe from Castle Grayskull, that armored guy. Yo, 610 Yojo Daddy, thank you for joining the chat. What's up, fellas? What's up, Dave? Y'all smash that hit like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. You guys heard Yojo Daddy. Most of you guys are probably already subscribed because you're in the chat already, but you could share this video and get it out to as many people as possible and showcase what we're doing here and the enthusiasm we're showing the fans and this brand and the brand team. The more of this that gets out, the better off it will be for everybody, myself included. So I put the backpack on. I'm going to try to put the handle in his hand. The hands are a little bit tricky to get stuff into, but I'm going to do my best. All right, I think I got it. I got the handle in there. I got the handle in there. I got that on his back there like that. There. So how does that look? You guys think that looks really cool? He looks like he's like some alien or something like that from some weird place. Now, this I can see them really using this for one of the Eco Warriors. This design, it looks really, really interesting. Um, it's striking, way more striking than the vintage one, I must say. And then, of course, you have Absara and you have the drone there ahead of him, checking for mines and stuff like that. Um, so that looks really good, I must say. They did not give the drone working wheels. They did give it this working winch and this claw, and the claw kind of moves as well, and it goes back and forth and everything. So they did give it quite a lot of articulation. Only a little bit of deco though. 1 hour till the next Hasbro panel at New York Comic Con at 11 Eastern. G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Ghostbusters, followed by fan stream from 12 to 1 East. Yep, that's correct. I mentioned that a little while ago. Thank you for reiterating that. I'm trying to get this video finished before that so we can all be ready for that. I don't want to interfere with the rest of the community watching that. Um, so, what do you think about Tripwire, guys? I think it looks awesome. There's lots of layering. I love these little things they have on the boots. I love a lot of the details for the harnesses. This backpack is second level details in that. Much better backpack than we've seen in previous backpacks, and it stays on. He's got these cool um, uh, shin guards and stuff here. Like I said before, he's got a lot of detail on the arms, on the back of that helmet. There's some really cool detail. Um, the There's a lot going on here. Almost kind of looks like a Ghostbuster. I wonder if that's an Ecto backpack. I don't know if they would use accessories from Ghostbusters or not, but I know Hasbro was doing Ghostbusters there for a while. So I don't know if that's something they would continue to do or not. But they are doing now Tron 6-inch and O-ring stuff. So I really love that. I may probably get some of those Tron items because I got to see Tron the other day and it is phenomenal. If you guys are Tron fans and you love cool sci-fi and fantasy stuff, oh my god, it is incredible. Uh, Yo Joe Daddy 610, Yo Joe Daddy, love Tripwire, excellent figure, and have Macleod and Absara the rat too. Yeah, I love this, how they made this into a pet companion and a like a kind of vehicle almost too. So they added a lot to this. I was explaining that a little bit earlier, that they made this into a deluxe that you can do multiple different figures with. And this is the first one where they're going to do that. These deluxe figures where they're adding different iterations with the figure to, I guess, cost out a lot of these extra parts and extra equipment and stuff like that to make it worth that value. And so we get some really good figures after this that are multi-use figures. And I think they've done a really good job. Michael G. Fleming, you're gibberling? Happy to get Tron and Joe scales. Really hoping the 3 and 3/4 HasLab funds. Oh, you're really happy about Tron. Yeah, I'm very, very happy about it too. Um, Tron has been something that I've loved since I was a child. I was 8 years old when Tron came out, and when they did Legacy about 15 years ago, I was like, oh my god, finally! I was getting the video games and things like that. Good morning, Sean Jones, Dave, and chat. Yes, appreciate that. Thanks for joining us today. So Tron is like one of my all-time favorite things. I I have some of the NECA figures, and so I have multiple variations of the Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm trying to get the steel books from Amazon, but they sold out. So I've got to find another place to get them. But Michael G. Fleming, we have a lot in common, you and I. But Tron is awesome. So I hope you get to go see Tron Ares at some point this weekend. It is a phenomenal movie. It is scaled up, the special effects, the music by Nine Inch Nails. I absolutely love it. I'm very happy that they're doing the HasLab. I'm also happy they're doing the 6-inch scale figures for Legacy. I've met most of the people from all the Tron movies. Even the new Ares movie, I've met 3 or 4 of the people from that movie already, and so I love Tron. I'm a huge Tron fan. So I hope that HasLab funds as well, and I hope we get that out there to the people that really want it. There is a very loyal Tron base of people. I don't know how big that base is, but I know there is a very loyal base of people. When I was meeting Jared Hedlund a few years back, he had a huge line, and it was everybody getting Tron related stuff. So there is definitely a Tron related fan base out there. We need to go see this Tron movie to make it successful. So maybe we will get more Tron, another movie, maybe a TV series, something else for Tron. It would be awesome to get more Tron related content. So there you go. So, do you think we're going to get the Listen and Fun Tripwire? Do you guys think we'll get that as a vintage package to get some reuse out of this mold and this figure and some of these accessories? I think so, but I think if they did the Listen and Fun, it's probably going to be this version with the red helmet and stuff, and it will not be this really ultimate version here that I have in front of you guys. And I don't think it'll include Macleod. Maybe it'll include Absara, or maybe a different rat. Maybe they'll use somebody else, but that would be kind of cool. So Tripwire is a very unique character because he has a specific purpose and use in the G.I. Joe team. And so you can't really put him in a lot of different situations because his modus operandi is mine detecting and ordnance detecting and things like that. So he's an odd character. So I don't see them utilizing him that many times. And we do have the Listen and Fun version. So if we get that one, then I think it would have been kind of cool if they had made this red. Wouldn't it have been really good if they had made this red, and then we could have gotten the Listen and Fun? But I guess Hasbro thought long term that maybe they would do another one and do him in red. I don't know. It's a possibility. I'll never say no to these type of things, but we'll just have to wait and see. Did you guys get your Pythona and your Gyre Ghost Viper yesterday? I got both of mine for each of those, 2 of each. So that worked out. So I hope you guys got that. And then I also got this. Holy smokes in the mail yesterday. And yesterday was so busy with so much stuff going on that I wasn't able to do this Tripwire video yet. There was so much. 24 hours have been packed for me. You got both, Yojo Daddy? Great. Glad to hear it. But this is phenomenal. Number 182, Hawk in the MMS. Oh boy, look at this loadout. Oh my God. When I get the chance to open this up, it's going to be incredible. they're moving faster than I can keep up. I'm trying to do videos as quick as possible. We're at 78. We're going to do 79. And we got a huge video for 79. You guys really have to come tune in for that one. 79 is going to be an awesome video. Wait till I show you what that's going to be. But this 182, they're moving very quickly. They're lapping us. They're over 100 figures in, and vintage, and legacy, and 60th anniversary. So they're moving faster than I can keep up. I'm trying to go quicker and get to more characters, but it is difficult. But look at this. Oh my God, this is awesome. I love this. This is those guys that are the OG 13 guys. And then here, there's a little bit of homage right there of another vehicle that's coming in today. And so when I do my next video, I'll showcase that. And I got two more things coming. The Cobra snake armor is on the way, and the fortification with steel core is also on the way. So I got those 4 items coming. And I think we'll be caught up. Woo! We'll be caught up for a while until they start sending us that other batch of figures: Sci-Fi Mainframe, Grim Viper, Wetsuit, and the vintage Batten OG green shirt. Once that stuff comes in, then we'll be all caught up. And then we will be getting our short fuse Stealer, the policeman, the Gyre, Ghost Viper, and Pythona will be the next things that come in. Some of them are saying December they're shipping out. So we'll have all this stuff before Christmas. Holy smokes. We already got our Rattler. So I don't think we're going to get a Snowcat before Christmas. That's really pushing it. Maybe winter sometime, maybe January, February, March, winter time. Maybe we'll get the Snowcat. That would be really nice if we did get the Snowcat around that time for winter, but I don't think it's coming before Christmas. There's no way. So as 610 Yojo Daddy said, we do have the panel coming up at 11 o'clock. Check that out, and then check the stream out at 12 p.m. Today on the Eastern. Let's see what else. We have the MCM London panel that's coming up in a few weeks. That's going to be on Friday, 6:45 p.m. in the afternoon. Looks like the 1027's been canceled. Doesn't look like we're getting anything there. Then I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover in this episode. I have a big Super 7 video coming up. I don't know if it'll be today or depending upon how the Hasbro Pulse stuff goes. I may go live again later this afternoon to cover all the Pulse stuff. We'll see how that goes, if there's enough there. If there isn't, then I'll try to cover it in my next video with classified review. We'll play it by ear and keep an eye out for those videos. But I'm going to have 3 or 4 videos in the next couple days, including Super 7, Hasbro Pulse review, and more classified reviews, and so on and so forth. So I don't know if we're going to be doing a Toy Talk live on Sunday or not. Depends on how things go with everybody, Terry Ruin and Dan Thompson. So we'll see how that goes. So between now and Sunday afternoon, I will probably be on 4 or 5 different videos. So keep an eye on all that stuff on the socials. Like, share, hit those notifications. I'm going to be very, very active over this weekend coming up. So I want to say thank you to you guys again, always joining me in the chat. You guys are really cool regulars that are very, very, very generous with your time and always getting involved with these videos. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody after the fact checking the videos and watching and commenting and getting involved and contributing as well. I love this. You guys know that I love it. You can tell. So this is a Joe video. So, yo, Joe. See you guys in the next one.